Keith was telling us about some new information on the timing of this storm for tomorrow, that we may not have the full combination of the rain and the tide concerns.
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit earlier, guys. And I also want to point that out I'm not planning on being out at 2 a.m. This morning, but if you are, something to think about.
Be aware that it'll be stormy.
Yeah, it happens. And moving forward just a little bit, let's have a look at this storm. And I mentioned before, and you need a good and nerdy kind of memory to compare this to the Tuesday one, but that's something I got. I remember what that storm looked like on Tuesday, and it was a similar position, but it was more wrapped up, and there was more severe weather down here. And so this is a good snapshot of how the storm is similar, but has less intensity. Now, don't mistake that intensity for the result along the coastline that we could see that we'll discuss, but less rain, less snow with this storm system. Coastal flood warning, that's the big ticket item here, up and down the coast into the North Shore of Massachusetts. We have winter weather advisories in the shaded purple here, and those are spots generally where the snow will be impactful to travel. Outside of that, there could be some snow, Augusta, for example, but it's probably not enough to cause too many travel issues. So as Brian noted, it moved up just a tiny bit, and I love that we're in the place in weather forecasting now where we can talk about 2-hour differences. But that's where we're at, because it does look just a little bit faster here, 2, 3 in the morning as opposed to 4 or 5. And this is at 2 in the morning, some rain over York County, some snow inland. And for the most part, if you start as something, you're probably not going to change over to snow. So most spots that start as rain will not change over to snow. That rain snow line, though, continues to march to the northwest through the morning tomorrow. This is 9 a.m. Still snowing in Bangor, for example, still snowing in Waterville. By noon, we've changed over in Bangor and Waterville squarely in the 40s, hanging on to snow into the mountains. They probably end as a little bit of annoying rain on the back end here on Saturday afternoon. But look at these temps along the coast, low 50s and even some sun by the afternoon. So this storm is quick moving. It's out of here by late afternoon, early evening. So the snow map here looks about the same, I believe, that it has from the beginning. Rain in the mid-coast and southern coastal Maine, 1 to 3 inches, and then rain on top of that washes it away. In the light blue, 3 to 6 into the foothills and across northern Maine, 6 to 10 some of the ski areas, and on the east side of the White Mountains will do pretty well with this storm as far as snow goes. And the winds look just a tick lower than our last one. 50 miles an hour to 55 maybe. I don't think we'll see too many 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It will be out of the southeast. In theory, we should not do any worse with this than we did with our last storm. The only thing I can think about is there is an increased saturation in the ground, so we'll have to see if that plays a factor in outages, but there will be some. I don't expect them to be super widespread based on we just did this storm. It's the surge. Jason just talked about storm surge 3 feet. Okay, fine. High tide, very high. And so now we've got an updated forecast for Portland. This is right down near the waterfront there, and it's now projected to be above the all-time high. Now, I mean, we're talking 0.1 feet here, but still it is projected to beat the all-time water level record since 1912. And it's not just Portland. Take a look in Eastport here, and their current forecast is also projected to be above the record. So we could have several spots with long track records. This one's back to the 30s, I believe, that will be the highest water level that they've recorded. That's obviously going to cause problems, right? I mean, we just saw it. The waves will be a bit smaller. As far as the gawking factor, which we've talked about, just be careful with that. And then our next storm we're watching Tuesday night, Wednesday, it's trending a little bit out to sea. Could still clip us with a little light snow, but it doesn't look like a major deal. What I can tell you is it's not an inside runner. And for that, we are grateful.
Yes.
And it is going to be colder, much more wintry on the backside of this next storm.
It would really drop off next week.
Legit. I mean, it's mid-January. It's not really supposed to be rainy in 52. It's supposed to be that,
Okay, that change will be good.
Back to reality.
Yep.
All right, Keith, thank you.